Well, first off, I definitely apologize for the extremely overdue chapter upload. It has been a crazy, I don't even know how long. It feels like forever. As you will notice, there is change of wall color. I am not at home. I am currently visiting my little baby daughter in in her room right now. I'll probably show you her as she gets older, but not now. Sorry, slight protective. Anyway, it's extremely overdue upload of a chapter. We're on chapter 3 because of how late this upload is. Chapter 3 of Reaper Adventures Final Awakening, which is book number 5 of my Reaper Adventures series. We all know the drill. You don't want to bring your people, kids. Oops. But don't bring your people, kids, seriously. It's not kid-friendly. It's for mature audiences only. We all know there's no sex scenes or written curse words. There is, however, the destruction of Jeromeson, which I believe was the last chapter. Yes, that was the last chapter. It's continued on in this chapter. So don't bring your people, kids. There's the scene of destruction of Jeromeson. There's the murder scene of the serial killer. There's obviously going to be fight scenes, possible torture scenes. I mean, there's a demon character. Come on. And later on, there is a deal between the demon and the archangel Michael. So you want to continue at your own risk. So we're going to continue and upload this very overdue chapter, which is chapter 3. It's not my cup, but oh well. Chapter 3. Payne surveyed the still burning town when he regained consciousness. His eyes were wide as he scanned for any life within the buildings. There was no life in the buildings, but he sensed some life in the now destroyed town of Jeromeson. Payne blinked and headed to the signals of life, the demon following above. Payne found only 3 individuals. Detective Serena Lunar was one of them. Yay, she's alive! She's alive! Excuse me, I burped. She was injured, leaning heavily on the dark-skinned man and the blonde-haired female. I have the hiccups now, I think. Oh well. They let Serena sit down, and the man instantly spotted Payne. He stalked over to Payne, resisting the urge to hiss and kill the teenager before him when the demon landed behind the teenager, their sword drawn. Harm him, and I will remove your head from your shoulders, Kraai, the demon told Chris, speaking in Chris's native tongue. Now, Kraai is Chris. Chris is what Serena calls him, so everyone just calls him Chris. Anyway, Chris's dark brown eyes flashed with red pupils and silver whites, the true nature lingering slightly longer than usual before becoming dark brown in color. How do you know my nature, demon? Chris asked, speaking in his native tongue, confirming the demon's original suspicion that Chris was a monster. Just a suspicion, along with a few side destinations of tracking you in secret, the demon replied. Payne had no idea of the conversation that was taking place. All Payne knew was that the man before him wasn't really human, and that Serena was horribly injured. Payne cautiously made a move to go past the man, and stopped when the man hissed, sending metaphorical slivers of ice to shoot down Payne's spine, rooting Payne to the spot. I mean, I can't really blame him. Yeah. The way I picture their actual voices in my head freaks even me out, and I came up with them. Moving on. What are you doing? The man, who Payne now remembered as Chris, questioned. He was speaking in English so Payne could understand him. I can help, Payne answered. How can you help? Chris growled. I can heal her, Payne responded. The demon gave Chris a nod of confirmation, and Chris reluctantly stepped aside to let Payne heal Serena's burns from the fires created by spiritual energy. Yay. Oh yeah, by the way, if that is triggering to you, trigger warning, I forgot to mention that because I totally forgot about that part. Sorry. Continuing. Payne took that fact into consideration and apologized in advance for the possibility of a painful healing process. Chris, Alice, and the demon had to hold Serena down as Payne was in the middle stages of healing her. So, midway through healing, they have to hold her down. Moving on, Serena eventually felt the pain subside, fade, and then completely disappear. Chris, Alice, and the demon cautiously released Serena. Serena looked at where the horrible and obvious third-degree burns had been, saw healed and unblemished skin, and looked at Payne. Payne, who had healed every bit of damage, both internal and external. He didn't even look slightly tired by what he had been able to accomplish. Serena realized that the healing process could have been much more agonizing. Payne had obviously taken that into consideration as well and had dulled the damaged nerves to what he could before healing her. However, he had to heal the nerves as well, and that was the agony Serena had experienced. What are you? Serena cautiously asked Payne as Snow, Victor, Kristoff, Scarlet, and Clover came stumbling over to the survivors they had spotted. Those are his friends. Listen to the first book. Moving on. It's complicated, Payne replied with a sigh. Payne? Snow questioned as Payne stood up. Payne tensed and turned to face his friends. Hey, guys, Payne greeted nervously. Scarlet walked up to Payne and glared at him. Payne should have seen it coming. He didn't, though, and his head snapped sideways as he stumbled sideways. Scarlet was pulled away as Payne realized she had given him a well-deserved backhanded slap. He can't think everything is okay. He left, Scarlet shouted, pulling herself free, crossing her arms over her chest and glaring at Payne with absolute fury. Payne straightened himself and lowered his hand from his face. His friends were waiting for an explanation. Even Scarlet, as furious as she was. If it's any consolation, he didn't leave, the demon said before Payne could begin some horrible, awkward explanation. Scarlet, Snow, Kristoff, Victor, and Clover looked at the demon. I abducted him and put a battery-operated it. Blah. It's been a while. I abducted him and put a battery-operated screwdriver through his chest. His abilities were awakened that way, the demon commented with an indifferent shrug. I was doing so good until then. Damn it. Anyway. Please, he would be dead, Scarlet snapped. Clover, Victor, and Kristoff made sounds of agreement. Snow studied Payne, seeking a non-verbal or verbal confirmation. The gaze that Payne averted was the confirmation that this stranger was telling the truth. Snow looked at the stranger and calmly walked over to him. His ice-blue eyes narrowed with suspicion. It's all right, Snow. He's helping now, Payne told Snow as he gently grabbed her arm and she pulled it back to punch the stranger in the mouth. Sometimes you just have to keep an eye on the door. Moving on. You put a battery-operated screwdriver through your chest, Snow exclaimed as she freed herself and whirled around to face Pain. He's helping now, Pain repeated. Snow gave the demon an icy glare and then turned her attention back to Pain. Why didn't you ever call or even visit? Let us know you were alive? Snow questioned. I didn't want you guys getting killed, so I thought it was a good idea to stay away, Pain replied, his voice quiet. Caffeine break. Oh my god, I needed that. Moving on. There was silence after that. I have to go, Pain whispered, and then walked away, tuning out the fading objections as he broke into a run. Oh my god, we're almost done with this chapter. Holy shit. Moving on. The demon took flight and followed Pain. War, famine, and pestilence encountered Pain, and the demon landed a few feet behind Pain. What now? Famine asked, watching Pain glance at the demon. Pain turned his attention back to War, famine, and pestilence, and shifted his gaze to his boots. 'Cause boots, you know, footwear can be cool, but I don't like feet. We're not getting into an explanation with that one. Mm-mm. Continuing. I don't know. Pain sighed. He looked at the still burning buildings, his nose no longer wrinkled against the stench of burning flesh, and felt tears beginning to well in his eyes. His lip trembled slightly, and he heard his breath catch. I mean, that's his hometown. That's burning. Damn. I put these poor characters through so much trauma. Sorry. Moving on. Continuing. He did his best to fight back the unwanted and overwhelming urge to break down in tears. Let us find some place to stay for a few days. We will have to move on after that, or the result will be this. War suggested. Pain nodded mutely, and then War, Famine, Pestilence, the Demon, and Pain swiftly left the still burning town of Jeromson. And that is the end of chapter 3. I did warn you the last uploaded chapter that there would be extreme irregularities. I don't know what I was trying to say before then, but extreme irregularities between each uploaded chapter. But we uploaded chapter 3. Hallelujah. We'll be moving on to chapter 4 whenever we get the chance. Hopefully soon, if not soon, whenever we get the chance, like I said. But if you are interested in reading more stories, or possibly listening, I do have accounts. If you are all interested in giving those a look, they are little stories or just random things on some things. Moving on. I have accounts if you're all interested, instead of just waiting for irregular uploads of chapters. I have a Wattpad account, which is at Tempesta771. I have a TikTok account, which is at AirtronCraven2, no uppercases or space. I have an Instagram account, which is under the name Tempesta Braveheart. I'll try linking that. But, the Instagram has no uppercases or spaces. I think I gave myself the hiccups. I have a Facebook, which is under the name Airtron Craven. If I don't know you, I will do my best to accept your friend request, but if you turn out to be really kind of stalker, creepy, and everything else, I am going to block you. Just forewarning. I don't want creepy, stalker creepy people on my Facebook page. So, Facebook account, Airtron Craven. If you turn out to be really creepy, you're going to be blocked, but I'll do my best to accept you if I don't know you. I have a Snapchat account, Snapchat, there we go, account, which is also under the name Arjun Craven, but it has no uppercases or space, and we're watching my YouTube, which is under the name Tempesta Braveheart, and we're going to do our best to find time soon to upload chapter 4, but if we don't upload chapter 4 anytime soon, we're still going to do our best to upload chapter 4 when we get the chance. So, yeah, anyway, that's that. So, we're good. So, peace out, Girl Scouts, and enjoy the mental hilarity.